Stay up late, giving your take on philosophy. Now it's like everything you say is lost on me. Remember when we used to fight aristocracy? You knew the whole flash dance choreography.
So thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
My pleasure.
So on the 3rd of April 2012, the King Blues break up, which I'm sure you're very sort of bored of being asked about, but it's been 2 years since releasing anything, and your debut solo album is coming out in a couple of months' time. What is the reason for going solo? Is it something you've always wanted to do?
No, it's not something I've always wanted to do. I think when I'm doing something, I like to just dive in head first, and I was doing King Blues for like 10 years, which is a long time, and during that time I'm really super proud of like everything we achieved, and also like the way we went about doing it was pretty different to any other band out there at the time. I mean, we fully got involved in like protesting, and we really tried to kind of make a difference and not be just another band. And so I'm really proud of what we did, but after 10 years I just wanted to do something different, and so I started, I met up with this producer in LA, and he said, come into my studio and we'll just have fun and try and make some music. And I ended up staying there for like 6 months, and it very quickly became like my main passion and the main thing that I wanted to do. So after that, it was kind of like, it was obvious that this was all I wanted to do and what I wanted to focus on.
Yeah, cool. Can we expect a Deep End to be as politically fueled as your previous work?
Yes and no. I mean, there's definitely still politics on it, because I think that's just a part of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
But I've also kind of learned to make myself vulnerable, and to talk about my own story of where I've come from and where I've got to where I am now. And so it's kind of a mixture. What I wanted to do with the record was take like the lyricism, the storytelling, the political bite of hip hop, and mix it with the kind of raw anger and energy of punk rock.
Yeah. Which I guess is what you're trying to do with songs such as Children of Revolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
How was touring with AWOL Nation?
It was cool, man. That was the first tour I did as a solo artist, and so I was definitely still finding my feet. But I mean, I've toured a lot since then, so it's been. I feel like, alright, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, because it must be weird after being 10 years in a band, then going touring on your own. It must be.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely expected. I mean, I've got a band behind me, so it's not like a lot of people think I'm like literally on my own. But you know, I've got my crew around me. But the cool thing is, because I toured so much with the King Blues, I've got kind of friends all over the country. So it was really nice to just go out and link up with everyone again, and it was kind of cool being able to go and do really little shows again, because you know, by the end of the King Blues it was just playing to a lot of people, and it was nice to just go up into those sweaty little venues, and it felt like, you know, I was hungry again to do it. It was cool.
Yeah. So on the 24th of March is the release date. Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm not nervous, I'm just really excited, because I mean, I spent so long making a record, and then we've been sat on it for a little while, just waiting for the right time to release it. So to finally have a release date and see it on the horizon and know, okay, it's going to come out soon, I'm just really excited for people to be able to hear it.
Listening to Manifesto, I have to say that was very, very cool.
Cool.
Is that going to be fairly similar to?
Yes and no. I think that was probably a little more aggressive and was more just like an introduction. I wanted to put out those 2 EPs just to be like, I didn't want to con anyone into thinking this is King Blues Part 2. I wanted people to know this is something entirely different. So I wanted to put out some stuff for free, and the label were cool with me doing that. So I was lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah. Is there a certain message you're trying to convey with your new album? There's a bit of a mishmash,
What I really want with any music I've ever made is for there to be some kid in some tiny town who's constantly told that they're never going to amount to anything, constantly told they're never going to be anything, who hears my music and feels that they can change the world. And that's kind of what I always set about to try and achieve.
So is that something you can relate to, where you told stuff like that in the past?
I mean, I started out very, very young, and this is kind of the only job I've ever had, and the only reason I've been able to stay in the industry this long is through ignorant, pig-headed self-belief and my own motivation, and I truly believe that, like, you know, we can make anything we want of ourselves. The system is certainly pitted against us, and you know, if you come from a particular type of background, I'm not going to say it's not harder, it certainly is, but I think at the same time we're kind of masters of our own fate, and it's up to us to kind of not wait to be told we can do something, but to go out and create it ourselves.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that you've got a lot of friends in a lot of places. When I asked you about if it was odd for you touring with your solo project. So are you still in contact with your old bandmates then?
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many throughout the years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So many people kind of came. So many people kind of came and went. That, but I mean, every time I tour around, I always link up with a couple of people who are in the band at some point.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck with your gig tonight. It's going to be really cool.